Classification means the categorization of an individuals. So categorization of an individuals by which way or which process, it is very important. Classification means categorization of individuals by consideration of their characteristics, and characteristics obtains from their basis, and without the basis you never ask anything about classification or about categorization of an individual. So when you are studying animal, on that time you must know some common questions for studying different phylum. You know there have many phylums in our animal kingdom. Some are considered as major phylum because of their number of different species. Similarly, we had studied about the species, and we heard the definition of species. Species is a group of individuals that are morphologically similar, biologically isolated, and can reproduce among themselves and can produce fertile offspring. When you are categorized, this is a particular type of species. On the time it is your duty to classify that into different ranks of classification, and that ranks may be kingdom, phylum, and after that you can say it is the class, order, family, genus, and species. My dear students, these all are the rank of classification. So rank is a kind of English word, but in case of classification, when you are going to be studied, on the time you have to remember few things, like you have to know some meaning of Greek words. So when I am telling it is the rank, and rank has some synonymous Greek word, and that will be the taxon. So taxon actually representing the Greek word, and in English it is considered as the rank. Suppose when an individual is identified as the animal, and their kingdom will be Animalia. When you are telling, suppose it is Poriferans, Poriferans, and their phylum name will be Porifera, and it is exactly not coming in without any basis. So obviously they are coming here because of some common characteristics that representing the phylum Porifera. And Porifera means the animals that bearing the pores. And pores, it is also a Greek word that can be replaced by the English. It is the small pore, small opening or slit, you can say. So in this way there have many categories, and categorization of an animal by consideration of different characteristics into kingdom, phylum, class, order, genus, and species is called classification. Okay, so when you have learned the classification, so another thing you must know. Suppose when you are considering the characteristics, there will have some common characteristics, and most of the cases, if I considered the phylum Chordata, okay, suppose you are considering the phylum Chordata, Chordata will have some special characteristics. Suppose they will have notochord, and notochord can be replaced with vertebral column in case of their subphylum Vertebrata. Look, Vertebrata is a kind of subphylum which containing all the animals in our animal planet, that consisting the vertebral column at their dorsal part. So when vertebral column is present, on the time you must tell it is subphylum Vertebrata. But which kind of animals have this kind of characteristics? Suppose if you are considering the fish, they also have the vertebral column. We are the human beings, we have also the vertebral column. But my question is that both the fish and human beings are same, alike? Definitely not. That is why their class will be different. In case of fish that are containing vertebral column, if that is considered as the Actinopterygii fish, on that time human being is never belonging to that class Actinopterygii. Understood? So on that time their class also will be different because of different characteristics, and these characteristics is considered by various bases. Finally, when you are doing the categorization of an individual, last outcome will be the, suppose for human it is Homo sapiens. Now my question is that Homo sapiens, it is the scientific name of human. So I can say the last outcome or the outcome of the classification is the scientific name. And scientific name is such a kind of name, it is coming from following some procedure, and that procedure is considered as the binomial nomenclature. Why it is called binomial nomenclature? Because the scientific name always contains two words. Two words, two means in Greek form it is bi. Nomial means name, and nomenclature is the procedure of giving name. That is why we can say another important thing, it is the nomenclature. So nomenclature is the procedure, my dear students, please look at this thing. Nomenclature is the procedure of giving the name. Suppose my name is Mahmudul Hasan, and Mahmudul Hasan is a kind of name, and it is obviously comes from by following some procedure, and that procedure is called the nomenclature. My name is not the scientific name because it is not originated from the Greek roots of words. If it is originated from the Greek root, obviously on that time I may think it might have chance to become the scientific name. So there has many things you must consider for considering the scientific name. And the branch of biology that is dealing with this nomenclature process and the categorization of an individual is entirely called the taxonomy. So in some particular language you can say the categorization, that means classification, and nomenclature means naming of an individual, is considered as taxonomy. So taxonomy includes two different things. Number one, it is classification, another one is giving name or nomenclature. So nomenclature and classification combinedly called the taxonomy, and taxonomy is a branch of biology that is always dealing with the giving name and the classification. So next thing is that scientific name. So Homo sapiens is the scientific name. You must keep it back of your mind. Homo sapiens is not the name of human in English, rather it is following some procedure of biological taxonomy, and after that you are getting this outcome Homo sapiens. So scientific name always will be unique. Scientific name of an organism always will be unique and unambiguous, and this scientific name always will have two different parts. One is their genus and another one is their species. So genus name and species name is the main part of a scientific name. So scientific name usually comes from Latin or Greek word. So scientific name, when you are writing some scientific name for a particular animal or particular individuals, and you have to remember that that name comes from Greek words. And next, look, it is what will be the scientific name for these individuals? It is Homo sapiens. And when you were studying their scientific names, it is exactly not coming abruptly. Rather, it is a hard work that is given by scientist Carolus Linnaeus. We are very known to for that. So Carolus Linnaeus described the tiger in his work Systema Naturae, the book, and in the book he is writing this name as Felis tigris for the tiger, because on that time all the cat or the cat-like individual is considered as the genus name Felis. But nowadays what we have seen the name is little bit changed into Panthera tigris. So Panthera tigris is the name of the name of the tiger. So now who is responsible and which rule is followed for giving the scientific name. And it is important thing you have to know. It is the ICZN. ICZN, actually it is doing some rules of nomenclature. For that reason it is called International Code of Geological Nomenclature. So there have some rules. By following that you can give a scientific name for a particular animal. Okay, and this is the 4th edition of that book. It is the International Code of Geological Nomenclature. So my dear students, now I am giving you some idea how the scientific name comes in and what is the rule for giving the scientific name for a particular animal or particular plant as well. But as we are studying the subject geology and we are entirely restricted to this topic only related for the animals, and it is a pattern or way how you can describe the binomial nomenclature. So binomial nomenclature, also called binomial nomenclature or binary nomenclature, understood? So binary means two. In your ICT book you have studied various kinds of conversion, by binary to octal, octal to decimal. So there has various pattern of numerics, and this kind of numerics you can say binary when you are considering that as two. So here we are considering two parts of the name. For that reason we are telling it is the binary nomenclature. So is a formal system of naming species of living things by giving each a name composed of two parts. So scientific name, all or binomial nomenclature, in case of binomial nomenclature all the individuals will have two particular name, and that part of the name will be considered as species, genus and species. And finally the genus and species including the name of a particular animal is considered as scientific name. And this way or procedure how you are writing the scientific name for a particular individual is considered as it is the binomial nomenclature. And what will be the rule and what rule is set up for studying the binomial nomenclature that is postulated by Carolus Linnaeus. And we have to know about this scientist. Carolus Linnaeus was actually a botanist and physician, teacher, writer and administrator. He was the most influential naturalist of his time and then founder of biological taxonomy, and his eminence is due to the development of biological classification system of plants and animals. So what will be the rules exactly? If you want to study the binomial nomenclature and you want to study the or remembering the rules of binomial nomenclature, it is not a matter of memorizing. I think it is a matter of perception, it is a matter of understanding, and by observing the scientific name of a particular individual you can study all these things. Okay, so it is some bookish word, but you have to consider few things from the scientific name that is comes from by following the binomial nomenclature. So now if I am writing it is Homo sapiens, sapiens. So my question is that as it is the scientific name, how it comes in? It comes in by following some binomial nomenclature's rule, and it is called naming of plants by two names. Here I am giving two parts of the names, it is Homo and sapiens. Another thing is that it is consist of two epithets, words actually. Generic epithets means it is called genus. Okay, it is called genus, and the second part is called species. So there have two parts, one is genus, another one is species. So my dear students, always keep in your mind genus name will be noun and the species name always will be adjective. And after that it was first introduced by Linnaeus in 1751, and how to write the scientific name, or what will be the rule that we must follow for writing a scientific name, is genus comes first. So genus name you have to write first, and after that species follows next. So you have no chance to write something for the human being sapiens homo or other ways. So you must write the generic part or genus part first, and after that subsequently species species part will follow. So the should be in Greek or Latin. So this name comes from Greek root or the Latin origin. So the name related the plants, it may be for it is also applicable for the plants too. Okay, so genus name should be capitalized. Genus name must capitalized at the first alphabet, and after that all the alphabets are following the lowercase or small letters. And next, species name should be in small letter, I have said it, and it should be italicized or underlined. Okay, my dear students. So when you are writing in freehand, obviously it has to underlined properly or separately, but two parts remain separated, and underline must you have to done. And after that you are getting such kind of name, and you can say it is the name of you can say it is the scientific name, and it will be considered as the valid name. Okay, so whatever we have studied today, it is very small class, but here from you also get few things. Okay, first of all, another information I want to give you from this part. Okay, my dear students, when you are studying this slide, on the time kingdom, I have said it is a rank, phylum a rank, but phylum or kingdom contains most individuals that might have been rare, might have been unrelated individuals are coming in particular part. But when you are going and proceeding towards the species, on that time most common characteristics will be comes in. Suppose I am telling you it is phylum Chordata. On that time fish, birds, amphibians, all the individuals have in same group Chordata. When I am telling subphylum Vertebrata, on that time also fish, amphibians, reptiles, aves, or mammals or birds, mammals, all are have in the particular phylum. When you are telling what will be the class of them, on that time some will be segregated. Suppose all fishes will be included in three distinct class like Actinopteridae, Chondrichthyes, or Sarcopteridae. But for the amphibians it is particular class, it is Amphibia. For Reptilia it will be, for reptiles it will be another class, Reptilia. And when you were studying the birds, on the time you should say it is the class Aves. And when you were studying the human goat, cow and monkey, on that time you have to say it is belonging to the class Mammalia. After that there have many particular characteristics, for that they are sharing the common things, and finally the outcome is species, all are containing the same characteristics or similar characteristics. This way we can say most common characteristics is dropped into the species and most uncommon characteristics having the kingdom. So when you are going upwards or in descending ways, on that time you are getting most dissimilar characteristics. When you are ascending way, you can visit the phylum to the species, on that time you will get most common characteristics. This is the concept. And here from medical admission test or university admission test, there is a particular type of question, and that question I am going to show you. Okay, and here from we can study a particular MCQ. My dear students, it is the taxonomy. So taxonomy means, I have said earlier, taxonomy include which thing you have to identify. Is taxonomy includes classification? Obviously. Taxonomy means categorization of animal. Categorization of animal means classification. And another thing is that naming of that animal. Name always comes from nomenclature. So nomenclature is a procedure through which you can say how the name comes in, and it is called nomenclature. And third one is evolution, when you are studying the ancestors in the period of time and how they will be extinct. These all of the things is studied in evolution. So evolution is not the part of taxonomy. Okay, so which is correct answer? Correct answer will be first one and second one. So you have to search where the first and second thing is present. So number A, option A, it is considering 1 and 2. 1 means classification and 2 means nomenclature, and this is the right answer for the question 1, taxonomy. Okay, so taxonomy includes classification and nomenclature. You have to keep in your mind. So the next question is that from this topic, most similar animals are present in. I have said earlier, when you are categorization of animal into different groups like phylum, class, order, family, genus and species, the lowest rank always containing the similar characteristics and the highest rank always containing the dissimilar characteristics, but not likely in your option that will be serial. That is why you have to do serial first, and after that means which rank comes first and which rank comes second, third and fourth. You have to draw this line first, and then you can say the lowest one is containing similar characteristics, the first one is containing the dissimilar characteristics. Now my question is that most similar animals are present in, I am telling you similar animals. So similar animals, here there has some random organization, so you have to make it serial first. So class, and after the class there has some order, and after the order there is the family, and finally the species. So common characteristics or similar characteristics is found in species. So answer will be species. This way you have to utilize your knowledge onto this topic, and after that you will get the answer, and otherwise it will be very difficult to understand. Biology is such a kind of subject, it is not enough for memorize. You have to give your effort, and after that you will have to collect sound biological knowledge, and for getting or for obtaining the sound knowledge on biology, and if you want to become very prompt on to the subject biology, you must follow our lesson. So my dear students, I am really grateful to you. Most of the students are observing the class, and after that when I am going to finish it, this recorded video will have in our page, and after that I desire my students always working to share this thing, to spread over the country, as your friends who are staying in different locations of our country, especially in various districts, as they can collect their proper knowledge from the topic. And this kind of free class will continue, and hopefully you are utilizing your time in the clutter of situation of our outside. So this is such a kind of situation is belonging, and it is for upgrading things for my students. So my dear students, enjoy the class and stay tuned with us, and obviously pray for me, and hope you all will be fine at your home. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.